This dense forest could be here, here, or even here. This beautiful cat's your mom, and she picked this cozy little rock crevice because it's just big enough for her and too small for anything that would want to eat you. Smart move, especially if you're about to pop out two completely useless newborns. That's you, blind, deaf, and barely stretching to a majestic 5 inches. You're officially the smallest cat in the world. What a title. For the first week of your life, the world is just a blur of darkness and milk. Okay, that's enough. Your mom's gotta go hunting now, which means you're on your own for a few hours. Good luck with that. After 12 days of absolute darkness, you finally see the world you'll have to survive in. But the real danger begins when you reach the first month, when you have to leave the den and face the outside world. And that guy over there, that's your father. Was your father. Your first days after leaving the den are all about watching your mother, learning her hunting techniques, and figuring out how to survive. Because, as you can see, the brutal laws of this world are definitely not in your favor. No worries, though, because your footpaths are soft and narrow, allowing you to move silently across even dry leaves. Good thing, because at your size, everything with a mouth is a potential landlord for your final resting place. Oh, congrats. You no longer have to share your food with anyone. Wait, it's coming toward you. Usually when you feel threatened, you rely on 3 defense strategies developed over millions of years. The first one, completely freeze. It's hard for predators to detect you when you're in this mode. But sometimes it can fail, and that's when you move on to option 2, sprinting at full speed. Your reaction time's so impressive that this fox probably thought you disappeared. Your muscles store energy like compressed springs and release it in bursts of speed, propelling you from stillness to running at top speed in the blink of an eye. Oh, look, it's coming. Okay, let's move on to option 3, hiding in tiny spaces that are hard for predators to track. This is where you truly appreciate the perks of being small in this hellish world. All this running might leave you feeling a bit hungry. Time for something tasty. Your first hunting attempts target insects and small reptiles. You replay every move and technique you picked up from watching your mom in the past few days. Your brain knows what to do, but your body is still figuring out the controls. It looks more like someone having a seizure near a butterfly. It's okay, don't cry. Your first attempts have about 0% success rate anyway. That's why Mom takes over and hands you a few tiny pieces of her prey. Oh, look over there. A rare creature seldom seen in these woods. And if you're wondering what he's doing, he's crying. It's how humans express anxiety. Most of them don't even notice, but late spring is when their anxiety peaks. Longer days and shifting priorities. But you don't know that since your world is basically just trying not to die. So you better leave. Or maybe we could offer some help instead. What would make this human feel better? A fresh lizard? Or maybe... Oh, BetterHelp. Today's sponsor. A platform that connects humans with professional therapists. Great choice. You see, humans have already secured the basic necessities you're still scrambling for, like safety and food. So now their problems have evolved. Things like comparing their lives to others on social media and spiraling because someone else seems to have it better. This leads to deep dissatisfaction with themselves, a relentless pursuit of perfection, and impossible standards to transform their lives. But that doesn't solve the problem. It just makes it worse. They don't truly realize that the solution to their anxiety is talking to a licensed therapist. And that's exactly what BetterHelp makes easy. With over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 Trustpilot rating, they can just fill out a short questionnaire and get matched with a therapist who will help them set goals and that don't destroy their soul. And get this, 69% of BetterHelp members report improved anxiety symptoms after just 6 weeks. Without a doubt, the best solution for this human's anxiety is BetterHelp. They can now use the link in the description to get 10% off their first month. Let them go work on their mental health, while you go work on not getting eaten. Different problems, different solutions. By the time you hit 6 months old, you start getting a little aggressive toward other cats. It's not personal, it's just instinct, since your kind prefers the solo life. So you pack up your tiny paws, leave your birthplace like a rebellious teenager, and go claim a new spot that suits your refined taste. You don't stray too far from Mom's turf. You're still young and, let's be honest, not exactly a streetwise warrior yet. So the best move? Claim a small nearby spot you can actually defend without embarrassing yourself. You mark your territory with urine that smells like buttered popcorn. Even predators think they're at the movies. You patrol your borders with all the seriousness of a tiny furry security guard. You chase off any other cat who even thinks about stopping by. No visitors allowed. Even though you could fit in the palm of a human hand, gotta respect the confidence. Your daily routine's simple. Sleep all day in places nobody would think to look, then emerge at dusk to practice being terrifying at a miniature scale. The bright green eye shine from your tapetum lucidum's a reflective layer behind your retina that gives you night vision about 6 times more sensitive than a human's. Your ears can pick up the sound of a mouse breathing from 50 feet away. Not bad for something whose ears are the size of fingernails. There it is. Let's talk about that hunting technique. You stalk your prey with the intensity of a serial killer, moving just one paw at a time. Your body's so low to the ground you're practically doing a military crawl. Then... Your tiny jaws clamp down on a mouse twice the size of your head. You might be small, but your teeth are needle sharp, and your bite force is surprisingly strong for a cat that weighs less than a bag of sugar. Dinner served, if you can manage to drag it back without tripping over it. Days go by, sleeping through the daylight, hunting in the dark, and training hard. Little by little, you get better at not hunting, but running and hiding. Yep, that's your true talent, honed over the years. But let's rewind a bit and see how you ended up like this in the first place. Oh, I didn't mean that far, but now that we're here, meet your extremely distant cousins, the early members of the Preonailerist lineage. While most were busy trying to become the next apex predator, your branch of the family had different ideas. See, most cats were following the standard evolutionary playbook. Get bigger, get stronger, get scarier. While the big cats were fighting over who gets to eat the deer, your ancestors were living in the ecological leftovers, the micro-niches that nobody else could physically fit into. I hate to break it to you, but your family's success wasn't about being fierce. It was about never being noticed in the first place. Your ancestors faced evolutionary pressure more from being hunted than from hunting. Those who made noise or took up too much space became someone else's lunch. What's left after millions of years of that kind of pressure is the feline version of minimalism. Stripped down, silent, and optimized. Less muscle, but more efficiency was your gene strategy. Smaller body means lower caloric needs. A sustainable life in seasonable environments where food isn't always plentiful. Over time, your ancestors got better at climbing thin branches, leaping precisely, and navigating vegetation so dense it would give other cats claustrophobia. And despite looking like someone shrunk a tabby in the wash, genetically you're more distant from domestic cats than those big jungle cats are. You're not a mini house cat gone wild. You're the product of a completely different evolutionary strategy. While your distant cousins were becoming lions and tigers, your ancestors took the opposite approach. Shrinking, vanishing into the underbrush. And somehow, that strategy worked. Or rather, kind of worked. Because today, your entire species numbers fewer than 10,000 mature individuals. No known local population exceeds 1,000 adults, as you're scattered across disjointed patches of forests in India, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. So, after millions of years of evolution saying smaller, quieter, sneakier, here you are, munching on a few bugs and tiny lizards, while your distant cousins are living the dream, feasting on deer and buffalo. But sometimes you realize that being invisible is actually the better gig. At 12 months old, you're officially all grown up, and even more of a sweet fluffball. You reach a whopping 3.5 pounds and stretch to about 14 inches, not including your tail, which adds another 6 inches. You're basically a kitten forever, which sounds cute until you realize you still need to survive in a world where you're snack-sized for almost everything. But at least your body's reached peak physical capability. What you're running now is the final version of rusty spotted cat software, speed and precision maxed out. As an adult, you need a better territory than your teenage hangout, somewhere with bigger, higher quality prey. I mean, obviously the menu's expanded beyond insects and tiny reptiles. Birds, rodents, frogs, they're all fair game now. You move stealthily through the underbrush, checking scent trails, watching for signs of competition. A few false starts are normal. Too exposed, not enough food, or worse, already claimed by a bigger predator. But once you find that perfect patch of forest, it's game on. You back up to tree trunks, do your little pea graffiti, and scratch up some low branches. Not because it's fun, but because you've got a message to send. These scent marks and claw scratches are your way of saying, this is my space. They're subtle but powerful signals, left in spots where other animals are sure to notice. It's how you avoid unnecessary fights, set clear boundaries, and let others know you're around, without ever having to show yourself. This new territory spans 1 to 5 square kilometers, depending on food availability. Across your kingdom, you've set up a secret network of hideouts, favorite trees, rock formations, and dense thickets. Each one is linked by tiny VIP-only pathways that only something your size can zoom through at top speed. It's basically your own personal escape route system, because you never know when you'll need to vanish like a ninja. Those oversized eyes and satellite dish ears detect movements other predators miss completely. Your whiskers map three-dimensional space with millimeter precision, a built-in radar system that works in absolute darkness. Oh, you found something. It looks delicious. It never detects your approach. The attack happens so quickly the rat's brain hasn't even registered danger before your teeth find their mark. Oh, weighs almost as much as you do. Yeah, you usually take down prey nearly your own size, completely defying the laws of predator-prey relationships. Sometimes, when you're bored, you venture out and discover areas beyond the deep forest. You've adapted to forest edges, agricultural borders, even the outskirts of rural villages where rodents concentrate around human food stores. Dude, this place is basically a 24/7 snack bar, and you won't even have to worry about predators here anymore. Oh, and there's something worse than predators. Those farmers have no idea you're out here protecting their grain. While they set traps and put out poison, you silently eliminate more rodents than their efforts ever could. You're the pest control service that never sends an invoice. Your existence maintains ecological balance. Without you and your kind, rodent populations would explode unchecked, destroying vegetation and spreading disease throughout your forest home. During monsoon season, you shift operations to higher ground. While other predators struggle with flooded hunting grounds, you've already relocated to drier territory where prey is more concentrated. Oh, and by the way, your menu gets an upgrade this season. Flying termites become your new favorite dish. Once the heavy rain triggers their mass emergence, you position yourself near termite mounds for the ultimate aerial buffet. Tastes like sushi, right? Okay, time to head back for a quick nap. Gotta recharge for your next stealth mission. As an adult cat, your daily routine's all about moving under the cover of darkness. You're primarily nocturnal with bursts of activity at dusk and dawn, those perfect hours when prey stirs but can't match your low-light vision. You rotate between carefully chosen hunting grounds, shifting from one to another depending on where the prey is most active. Between hunts, you groom yourself with almost obsessive precision, not just to keep your coat in top shape, but to scrub away any scent that could betray your presence. Every move you make is calculated for stealth, efficiency, and survival. After a short while, you start to feel something weird, like something inside you got switched on. Your behavior shifts immediately. You roam farther, vocalize more than your usual silence permits, and leave scent markers with increased frequency. It's the feline version of putting yourself out there, just with more urine and less awkward conversation. Oh look, I think this is what you were looking for. The courtship begins. Tail flagging signals, brief chases through undergrowth, and mutual grooming sessions that might appear tender if they weren't just biological programming in action. The actual mating is quick but repeated over several days. Neither of you is interested in long-term commitment. The whole affair is just a series of brief encounters before you go your separate ways. But let's assume you're a female instead of a male. After a gestation period of 65 to 70 days, you'll select a birthing den so well hidden that researchers almost never find them. Yes, seriously. Your criteria: maximum protection, minimal chances of discovery. You're on your own for this. The father of your kittens is already territories away, completely uninvolved in what happens next. Single motherhood is the only option in your species. Your litter will be small, just 1 to 3 kittens. Quality over quantity when resources are limited and your body can only support so much with its minimal frame. For the first month, those kittens are completely dependent on you. At 4 weeks, they'll begin following you outside, watching your every move with an intensity that borders on obsession. You communicate with them using low-frequency calls, almost below the hearing range of most predators. Even your maternal instincts are shaped by the need for stealth. You never actually teach them to hunt. They learn by watching you. They practice pouncing on leaves, siblings, and unfortunate insects until their coordination matches their instincts. Eventually, they'll leave. No ceremony, no fanfare. One day, they simply don't return to your den, having slipped away to establish their own territories. And then you're alone again, exactly as you've evolved to be. A solitary specialist in a world that has no idea you exist, until the moment you strike. Other predators rely on raw power. You've developed something better. The ability to completely flatten your body, sliding under debris or between rocks while stalking prey. The ultimate cheat code to spaces other hunters can't access. Fast forward 3 years. You've reached the elder stage of rusty-spotted cat life. Your experience now outweighs raw speed. But something feels different. Your hunting grounds are changing. Strange scents fill the air, acrid and unnatural, and the ground trembles with mechanical rhythms. It began with distant roars that scattered birds and made prey vanish. Then humans arrived with devices that felled trees, sending thunderous crashes through your territory. Each day, they pushed deeper into your world. Initially, you adjusted, shifting routes, avoiding destruction zones, and finding new hideouts. You've always been adaptable. But changes accelerate. The dense undergrowth that provided perfect hunting cover is gone. Your network of pathways leads nowhere, just bare earth and stumps where forest once stood. Territory boundaries end at freshly churned soil. The food web unravels. Rodents flee, birds relocate, and even insects grow scarce. You expand into unfamiliar areas, but competition's fierce as other creatures seek refuge from the same destruction. You're forced into marginal habitats, too exposed and too dangerous. Your hunts grow desperate and unsuccessful. Those muscles once primed for explosive speed waste away as meals become rare. One morning, massive machines approach. The ground vibrations rattle your bones. You flee, abandoning your last suitable habitat. You find yourself in alien terrain, in fields where forests stood, with only thin vegetation strips between vast open spaces. Night brings new dangers, blinding lights racing along hard black rivers. Well, this world just keeps getting weirder. Your evolutionary advantages are useless in this exposed landscape. You bolt across one of those black river... Oh, that's not a river. Wait, something's coming closer. The driver doesn't stop. Doesn't even notice what they hit. Just another shadow, too small to matter. Rain washes away blood traces, erasing evidence you ever existed, while machines continue consuming forests miles away. The IUCN lists your kind as near threatened, but that term hardly captures reality. Your evolutionary advantage, invisibility, has become your weakness. How do you save something that most people don't know exists? And I really wonder what'll happen to this world after your extinction, especially since you maintain the ecosystem balance by controlling the number of rodents and insects that destroy plants and spread diseases. What a shame.